Hi, Lynn. Class of 1964.
Hey, Beverly.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Everyone, I'm with Beverly Gilbert. We're in her home, and with her two children. What's their names?
Bobo and Sheba.
Bobo and Sheba. Beverly, you know we're doing some interviews with our classmates to kind of prompt everybody to come to our reunion.
Yes,
So,
and I am going to be there, and it's just been a lot of good times that we've had in the past.
I'm with Beverly in her home, which is a special treat for me. We're from the same hometown, so it's kind of been nice for us to reconnect.
And this is Georgia. We're in Georgia.
And what town are we in, Beverly?
We're in Eastman, Georgia, and we are not Bulldog fans. We are Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket
Good.
fans.
Anybody that Georgia's playing, right?
That you're right. Yes.
So you have something in common with us Gators.
Sure do. Sure do.
How long have you been in Eastman, Georgia?
I have been here since 1970.
You told me a little story that was kind of cute. I know you've had a whole bunch of husbands. No, I'm just teasing.
Just two.
But it's kind of cute, the story about how what you married when you married your first husband.
Oh yes, I was about 16 years old, and he would come to see me in Cocoa, and he had this really nice black Chevrolet 4 in the floor, and I married his car.
Sometimes it makes me wish I'd had a hot car when I was in high school.
It helped.
What do you like best about where you live?
Well, I really love Eastman because it's a small town and it's a great place to raise children.
Mm-hmm.
And we're close to Macon, which it's if you need bigger things, you go to Macon to shop. And
a lot of people don't know this, but Eastman at one time was famous for something else, and it was the home of Stuckey's fine pecan candies.
Yes, it sure is.
I know Stuckey had a home here, the guy that founded Stuckey's pecan candies.
He did, and I'll tell you a little story about that. My husband was in the road construction business, and him and Mr. Stuckey were really good friends. And they used, there was probably about 10 men that used to go down to my husband's office, Gene, and drink coffee at about 10:30 every morning. Well, Stuckey sold out to Pet Milk. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they were sitting around the conference table, and all men were drinking coffee, and Mr. Stuckey said to my husband, Gene, said, if you don't buy our milk, Pet Milk, I see you got Borden's milk on the table, I'm not going to ride on any of your roads anymore. My husband said, well, you won't be leaving Dodge County then.
It seems to me when I was a boy that Stuckey also had a farm or a place where we'd go on dove shoots out there. And I think that was owned by Stuckey.
It was, yes.
When you, I know you haven't worked for a while, but you did work at one time, right?
I did. I had a beauty shop for like 25 or 30 years and employed about 10 people.
Mm-hmm. So I bet you did a lot of prom hairdos, didn't you?
Oh yes, we did. That's been many years ago too.
What did you like best about the work that you did?
Well, meeting people and being around people. I really enjoyed my work and just being around people.
Town like Eastman too, I expect you know most everybody in town, having done hair for all those years, and then having lived here for so long.
Yes, everybody here knows everybody, just about as you well know. People today knew you and your family.
Tell me about your family. You have a daughter, right, and some grandchildren?
I do. I have a daughter. She lives in Milledgeville. She's got 3 children. She went to nursing school, but she stays home and looks after her children. And she's just my heart. And my grandchildren are my heart too, and I just love them all to death, and they just all are we just got a great, great family.
How did you and your family first come to Cocoa, and why?
Well, my daddy was, he worked at Robbins Air Force Base, and he was a fireman, and he got transferred to Patrick Air Force Base when I was 3 years old. and we moved to Florida when I was 3.
So you started first grade there and went all the way through school?
All the way.
I
We didn't have kindergarten back then.
Yeah, that's right. I can still remember Beverly, and I don't know what year it was, but I remember your little haircut. You had little bangs and kind of like a little Dutch boy haircut. And I still remember having that picture of you and what you looked like when we were children.
That's been a while back.
It's been the same for me as it has for you. Same for you as it has for me. Do you have, I know you have a sister, and she went to Cocoa High as well, right?
She did. Mm-hmm.
And her name?
Is Elaine.
Elaine. Mm-hmm.
Elaine Reneker, and she lived here at one of Robbins, and then she moved to Milledgeville, and then she has just moved to Texas about a year ago.
I can remember both of y'all. I tell you, when I was in high school, y'all would have been my dream girls. That was something to see those Gilbert girls coming.
Oh, I hear you. Oh, yeah, you can say that now, can't you?
Is your life any different now than you thought it would be when you were a kid?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we go through the valleys and the mountains, and I guess we've all been there and done that. But as overall, I have had a great life. I've been happy, and my family has been good.
Are you looking forward to our reunion?
I sure am. I can't wait to see how young everybody looks.
Have you stayed in touch with any of our high school
I
classmates?
sure have. Lynn, I've stayed in touch with Fran Whitlock, Carol Watley. I think that's about all.
Mm-hmm. Now, who did you hang out with in high school?
These two.
Those two,
and
yeah.
Tommy Lou Morrow.
Tommy Lou.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Lou was the main one.
How have you changed since you graduated, other than the way you look?
Oh, well, you tell me. Oh, by look. Oh, well, I have. I've learned a lot of good lessons in life for sure, and it's been a road.
Did you play sports in high school?
I did. I played basketball, and I played powder puff football.
Mm-hmm. You might have been like, I know Wendy told me recently that she had no idea what was going on in the field, even though she played on the powder puff team. She said, I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
We had no idea what we were doing out there. We were just kind of running up and down the field.
I know all the boys wanted to show y'all how they play quarterback.
Yeah.
Were you in band?
No.
Do you play any instruments?
Nope.
I know your late husband played piano and organ and such as that, didn't he?
Yes.
And you told me he was very good. You have a favorite memory from high school?
Well, I really do. And I worked in the dean's office. Can't remember right now what his name was.
Wasn't Walden, was it?
Yes, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I worked in the dean's office, so when me and Tommy Lou, we skipped school one day, and one of the days that we skipped school, she had gotten an old car, and we went and bought some red paint and paintbrushes, and we painted her car. And so I had to get us back into the school during the hour that I was working for the dean in the dean's office, and I got myself back in, but she got caught.
Oh my.
But she had a red car though.
I'd love to see that car. Who was your favorite teacher in school?
Mr. Dabney Davis.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of my, stood out in my mind so much, and he was a really good teacher.
Yeah, and he was a genuine nice fella too.
He sure
I always
was.
thought he was one of my favorites too.
Yes.
And I'm sure, like me, you probably have some nice memories of when we went to Clear Lake School.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And you and I also went to the old school back on Forest Avenue, the old high school and elementary school. And,
We sure did.
And
And
everything.
I remember I went to school, and we had double session, and we went to school in Rockledge in a church.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that?
I did, yeah, down next to the river there, the
That's
old
right.
church house.
Sure did.
Yeah. What teacher did you have there? Do you remember?
I can't remember that.
I had Miss McNair.
Oh, I did too.
Did you? Okay.
I did.
well.
I had Miss McNair, but I can remember my first grade teacher was Miss Stevens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think mine was Miss Bennett, but I'm not sure. Are you a fan of any college sports team?
I sure am. I'm a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket.
You're a rambling wreck?
I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia
Now,
Tech.
did somebody in your family go there? Or?
My husband
Did
did.
he?
He graduated from there.
Yeah, well,
yes.
that's fun. Any messages for our class?
Well, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody and just having a good time.
Well, thanks, Beverly. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Lynn.